Okay, I think we could go ahead and get started. Good afternoon and welcome to the Office of Economic Development Business Information Session. My name is Margaret McGee. I'm the Business Services Manager. Business services assist entrepreneurs and business owners in starting and growing their business. We help in navigating through the different departments within city government to obtain permits and occupational licenses. We also connect the business community with organizations that can provide technical assistance, incentives, resources, and other programs beneficial in operating a business. One way we do this is to host business information sessions. These sessions are held throughout the year and topics are gathered from entrepreneurs, surveys, and information we collect from the business community. This is the last session of focusing on business names registering statewide and local wide. So today we have Mr. Keith Galimo with Civil District Court of Orleans Parish. I see we also have joining us the Honorable Chelsea Richard Napoleon, and we also have Kim Livingston. They'll share their expertise about their office functions and how to register your business name locally. To keep down distractions, attendees, please turn your videos off and mute your speakers. I ask that you put questions in the chat box and they will get to them in the Q&A section. All handouts provided to me will be forwarded to all attendees within 24 to 48 hours. Now I'll go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Keith.
Hi, I'm Keith Guglielmo. I'm the land record supervisor. I believe Ms. Napoleon wanted to say a few words first.
So thank you. So good morning. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are really excited to be able to share with you what goes on at your Clerk of Civil District Court's office with a focus on registering business names and trademarks locally. So as your Clerk of Civil District Court, our office is responsible for civil lawsuits and property records. We have property records that date back to the 1700s. We have records in French, Spanish, and other languages. It is truly a treasure trove of historic information that is still a legal document to this day. So we invite you to learn more about the clerk's office, and we also offer tours in particular of the historical records. As we present to you today, we will have Keith Guglielmo, who is our Land Records Division Supervisor, and Kim Livingston, who is our Civil Division Supervisor, give a presentation that gives you information about how to navigate your way through the clerk's office. And so we are also excited to be able to answer your questions at the end of the presentation. We will begin with Mr. Guglielmo.
Thank you. First, we're going to go over the structure of the clerk's office. We're divided into the Land Records Division and also the Civil Division. The Land Records Division is where you file mortgages, liens, sales, other encumbrances, and also trade name documents. We have here for you a sample trade name, which basically says that a person has come forward before a notary and they are going to own and operate a business known as, with a blank for that, located at, with their address, and it would be the parish of Orleans. They would sign this, notarize it, and along with witnesses, and bring this to the Land Records Division. The Land Records Division does require a cover sheet. This is a sample of it. It's required for all documents. The document title, which is trade name, must be circled. and how to record the document must be circled. And that's going to be either conveyance, mortgage, or both. Now, we cannot give legal advice, so we can't tell you which one of those to select, but we can explain the difference. Conveyance deals with ownership, transfers of property, and possession, while mortgage deals with encumbrances and liens. Now, if you're not sure, you're welcome to look at our record and see how other trade names have been recorded in the past.
And what is that, Keith? What typically have people recorded their trade names on?
Conveyance.
Additionally, for your convenience, the cover sheet is available on our website. So you'll be
Yes.
able to have that completed ahead of coming into the office if you would like.
Now, when you record your trade name, we're going to keep the original document, but you'll receive back a certified copy, a trailer page, and also this certificate of registry that you see here. And it basically just says John Q. Public is doing business as ABC Company at 123 Main Street in New Orleans. And it gives the recordation information. It also has the signature of the clerk that actually recorded the document. Now, there's multiple ways that you can record. We accept recordings electronically, via mail, and from walk-in customers. No appointment is necessary. Our office is open 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday, and we're located at 1340 Poydras Street on the 4th floor, and that's New Orleans, Louisiana, 70112. That's also our mailing address. Now, if you're recording in person, fees can be paid by cash, business check, or credit card. You can record by mail by sending a business check, cashier's check, or money order for the recording fees payable to Clerk Civil District Court. The documents are to be sent along with the recording fees and the land records cover sheet. And again, you can download that from the website if you want to mail it. You can also e-record. The clerk's office launched the ability to electronically record documents in the Land Records Division in December of 2021. Customers can currently record through various vendors. We have EPN, CSC, and ICE, which is formerly known as Simplifile. The land records system will receive the recordings. It will process, cashier, and stamp the recordation electronically. And you see there a sample of the electronic recordation stamp. There are some recording requirements. Documents should be on letter or legal size paper. The first page should have a 2-inch margin at the top and 1 inch on all of their sides. Subsequent pages should have 1 inches on all sides. The document should be captioned as to the type of act on the first page, and the type size should be at least 8 point. Looking at the workflow, after recordings are cashiered, the document is scanned into the system and put through redaction and verification. After verification, the image will be sent to the indexing department, who indexes the required fields within the document. Once that's complete, the document is sent to the rekey queue. In this step, the document is indexed again as a verification of the first step. This is to increase the accuracy of the indexing. And here you see a chart of our workflow going from document reception to collecting payment, printing labels and trailer pages, We batch scan the document. We verify the image. And we look to see whether this is a certificate. If it is, it goes to certificate tasks. But in this case, we're dealing with a trade name. So it moves on to stamping the image. It gets submitted for redaction. It goes through the OCR redaction process. The redactions are manually reviewed, and then it goes to indexing and then rekey. Finally, we look at whether or not it's a cancellation, which this is not. So that completes the process. If it were a cancellation, there are additional tasks that it goes to. Now, once it is recorded, we have launched a new recording notification service. And here you see the ad for that. It allows you to monitor activity of search terms that you register. It allows you to register up 10 search term which can be an individual name, a business name, a district square and lot, or a municipal address. You can register your business name at orleanscivilclerk.com/recording notification service. And that allows you to monitor recordings that include the name of your business. This is the recording notification service website. You can sign up online for free. Searches are for an exact match of registered search terms. And we do stress that it is an exact match. So we encourage you to register name variations. For example, if your business is named ABC Company, you'll want to register ABC, ABC CEO, and ABC Company. That way, no matter what comes in on the document, it'll match and you'll get an alert. On the website, you have some additional options. You can unsubscribe. You can update your subscription. You can request your subscription information. And the system will send an email to the registered address to confirm any additional options that you select. This is an example of one of the notification emails. Newly recorded documents that match a registered search term will trigger a notification. The notification is sent to the registered email address, and it provides information on the recorded document, such as the document type, the instrument number, and the search term that matched. On the sample email, you'll see that the search term that matched was the 3rd district, square 11, lot 9. And it gives you the instrument number, the date and time of recording, the document type, which is a multiple indebtedness mortgage, as well as the grantor and the grantee. Now, if you want to see an image of the document or see more information, you can do research in the Land Records office. We have public access computers available in our office.
Keith,
And the yes,
let me interrupt you just for a moment.
sure.
Everyone, you'll see we have placed a link in the chat to the recording notification service, so that if you would like, that link is available to you to be able to click to go ahead and sign up for that system. There's a link to RNS, the recording notification service, in the chat. Keith?
Thanks. We have staff available to assist with research from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and there is no charge to perform research in our office. You can also research remotely. You can search our records remotely by subscribing to our remote access service. A subscription offers access to electronic indices, which contain mortgage records from September 21st, 1987 to the present, and conveyance records from January 1st, 1989 to the present. Images of documents are generally available from January 1st, 2005 to the present, and images that are not currently in the system can be requested for scanning. Daily, monthly, and annual subscriptions are available. Now, subscription will allow you to view documents only. To print or download, an escrow account must be established and funded to cover copy fees. Escrow accounts can be opened without a minimum deposit. And you can find additional information on our website, orleanscivilclerk.com/online records. And here you'll see an image of the real estate search screen with the instrument number field highlighted. If you have your instrument number from the notification, you can enter it here and see all of the indexing information as well as the image. These are some of the books that we keep in the office, some of the bound volumes of notarial acts on the left and mortgage books on the right. We also have on the third floor our Notarial Archive Research Center, and that will guide you in exploring our collection, which dates back to the 1700s and represents the rich history of New Orleans. Our archives can be used for property, family history, architectural, and landscaping research. In 1867, the Louisiana legislature established the Notarial Archives. Our mission is to house, preserve, and provide access to notarial acts. What does the Research Center house? One example is colonial era documents. We have the French colonial collection, which is from 1733 to 1767. Notarial acts. These are bound notarial volumes, which include but are not limited to property sales, wills, family meetings, marriage contracts, building contracts, ship protests, sales of enslaved people, and emancipation records. The most common languages are English, French, and Spanish. And you'll see on the left, we have an 1856 sale of an enslaved person, and that is in English. Then we have in the middle, in French, the 1811 marriage contract of the Baroness Pontalba. And on the right, we have a 1785 self-purchase and emancipation, and that's in Spanish. We also have plan book plans. We have over 5,000 plans ranging from 1802 to 1918. These are specific to New Orleans. We haven't found where they've been done in any other area. They were auction gallery posters to attract potential buyers. The buyer and seller would later appear before a notary to authenticate the sale, and the plans would be deposited into the office of the notary. Because these are so unique, we've taken them out of the notarial books and have them laid flat to preserve them. You'll also notice that they're done in bright watercolors, and that was to attract attention for the sale of a property. Here you see some more examples pictured. The one on the left shows landscaping. And we do conservation. Our conservation staff examines civil and land records, assesses their condition, and provides treatment to restrict deterioration and improve the condition. We conduct outreach programs where we go out into the community and share exhibits and presentations about the functions of the office. We have exhibits set up that can be viewed in person and on our website. And we conduct tours. You can contact the Research Center to staff to set up a tour. Finally, we have virtual showcases. These are on our website. and you can explore them there, with one example on the right being the Mardi Gras Indians. And I believe there's a link that's going to be dropped into the chat for that as well.
Yes,
That
the link is in the chat.
Great. That concludes the land records portion. Kim Livingston is going to take over with the civil division. Kim, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, everyone. I am once again Kim Livingston, your Civil Division Supervisor for the Clerk of Civil District Court's office, and I will be discussing the Civil Division with you on this afternoon. The Civil Division is where cases such as personal injury, accidents, successions, and foreclosures are filed. Domestic matters such as divorce and child support matters are also handled in our Civil Division. There are 4 ways in which you can file pleadings in the Civil Division. You can file via facsimile, electronic filing, which is e-filing, in person, or by mail. If you choose to file via facsimile transmission, the clerk's office accepts pleadings 24 hours per day, 7 days a week, in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 13:850, the following must be received within 7 days, exclusive of legal holidays and Saturdays and Sundays. For your facsimile transmission to have full force and effect, we must receive the original signed document. All applicable filing fees must be enclosed with your original, and you must include the $5 facsimile transmission fee, along with an additional $2.50 per page for transmissions in excess of 2 pages. A deputy clerk is available during our office hours between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. to confirm your transmissions. Fax pleadings that are received before 5 p.m. are confirmed by the fax clerk that same day. Transmissions received after business hours are confirmed on the next business day. If you choose to e-file, the clerk's office offers remote access and an online subscription service offered by our Clerk of Civil District Court's office. To subscribe to remote access, you can visit our website at www.orleanscivilclerk.com and click on the Online Records tab. In order to e-file, a subscriber must have a personal computer with access to the internet. You must also have an email address for notifications of account activity and/or service updates. Subscribers to our online remote access system are able to view electronic records that are not sealed by a court order. You can also print copies of records that are not sealed by a court order, and you can request pleadings or records to be imaged via iScan on demand. Your e-file is the original. Initial and subsequent pleadings can be electronically filed for all types of cases, with the exception of those requiring original signatures, such as wills. Once the e-file has been accepted, it is submitted for processing. Service copies can also be requested at the time of filing. If you choose to come in person to see our beautiful faces at your Clerk of Civil District Court's office, you can visit us to file your new suits and subsequent pleadings at the Clerk of Civil District Court's office located at 421 Loyola Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70112 in room 402. Located on your front counter are 2 team leads to assist you with succession matters and writs and seizures. If you're filing matters dealing with successions, the team lead for successions can help you with probate matters, tutorships, interdictions, emancipations, civil judicial commitments. Those matters can be handled with our succession team lead. If you're filing writs of garnishments, executory processes, notarial certificates, sequestrations, execution of judgments, you can file those matters with our writs and seizures team lead. Additionally, on our first floor in the Civil District Court, you can file your domestic matters such as divorces, rules for custody, name changes, and protective orders in room 101 of the first floor of the Civil Court building with our domestic team. In addition, located on the first floor of the Civil District Court building in room 109, you can file new suits and subsequent pleadings. And because your clerk of Civil District Court is committed to meeting the needs of the members of the bar and the public, you can also now record your land records documents in room 109. Also, in the land records division, we do have a civil clerk available for filings for your new suits and subsequent pleadings. Now, if you just choose to file your pleadings by mail, you can send your pleadings to the Clerk of Civil District Court at 421 Loyola Avenue, room 402, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70112. So, what happens after your pleadings are filed? Well, the clerk's office divides the responsibility of processing and indexing. Each data entry clerk is responsible for indexing the pleadings after they have been filed and cashiered. But if you wish to inquire about the status of your pleading, you can contact our telephone information center at 504-407-0000 and ask to speak to a data entry clerk. Most recently, the clerk's office has added a courtesy notification, which sends an email to the attorneys and pro se litigants participating in the case to notify them when a pleading is filed in that case. So, where are case files kept? Well, the clerk's office keeps case files maintained in numerical order. There are 10 years worth of records that are housed on site at the Civil District Court's office. Then anything past 10 years, we ask you to please allow 72 hours turnaround when requesting any records that are beyond older than the 10 years. And those 10 years worth of records start from the most current year. When requesting a record, include your name, phone number, your case caption, and your case number if it is available. You can your request can be made in person, by mail, or via email at cdcclerk@orleanscdc.com. Copies of records can also be requested in person, by mail, or via the clerk's office online remote access system, as previously mentioned. As I mentioned earlier, the clerk's office offers scan on demand through the online remote access system. Images of pleadings or entire case records can be requested through scan on demand from 1985 to the most current year. Certified copies of pleadings can also be requested again through the remote access system. The clerk's office is dedicated to providing prompt, knowledgeable, and professional service to the court, members of the bar, and the public. It is our mission to serve the public in an efficient, effective, and ethical manner. I want to thank you for your time and attention today. And if you would like to contact my colleague, Mr. Keith Guglielmo, Land Records Division Supervisor, or myself, Kim Livingston, Civil Division Supervisor, or our Chief Deputy, Ms. Alexandria Irvin, you can email us at cdcclerk@orleanscdc.com, or you can give us a call at 504-407-0000. And don't forget to visit our website at www.orleanscivilclerk.com. Thank you, and I'll turn it back over to our clerk, the Honorable Chelsea Richard Napoleon.
So thank you all very much. And we see that there are a number of questions that have started filtering into the chat, including one that we've already responded to, which was, good afternoon. Is it a fee to do research of the records? The answer is there is no fee to come in and research the records. And we do have staff on site to be able to assist with your research. The next question, if a business has registered a trademark at state level or at national level with USPTO, is it still useful to register the trademark with the Clerk of Civil District Court? Keith? You're muted.
All right, sorry about that. It's really up to you. There's not any requirement that you file it with the local level with us, but we do recommend that you consult an attorney or a notary for advice on whether or not you should file it.
The reality is you have to make a determination of who you want to put on notice as to your business name. And this is what I mean by that. We are an office of public record. That means that third parties, people who are not a party to whatever the transaction is put on notice that it occurred. So in terms of preserving your name, anyone who comes into the Clerk of Civil District Court's office has the ability to do a name search before selecting the name. So if someone already has that name listed within the record, you will be able to determine that. If you record within the clerk's office and someone is coming to research before they actually select their business name, then they would be able to see that you already have that name if you record in the Clerk of Civil District Court's office. The next question, I have an LLC and I'm wondering which page do I file my LLC name? I called up and some say the articles of organization and some say just one page. Also, what's the cost to file my LLC name?
You can file your articles of organization. That's actually a separate document from the trade name that we've been discussing. The trade name is typically just one name, or one page, I'm sorry. And the cost to file, it depends on the number of pages. 1 to 5 pages is $135. 6 to 25 pages is $235. And 26 through 50 is $335.
And that fee applies to if it's the trade name document or separately if it's the articles of organization. Are there any annual fees or required reporting for filing?
Not with us. So once you file your trade name, it's part of our record and it remains there. There's nothing else that you have to do to maintain it or keep it active.
The next question, which do I have to file?
And that's going back to the articles of organization and the trade name. And again, it's your choice of which one to file and who you want to notify.
So that goes back to the statement about what's on public record. So you have to make a determination. You might want to file it all, you might not. And these are some examples. We have a number of organizations that come in and record their articles of incorporation, for example, and sometimes including their bylaws. So when the membership of that organization is looking for what existed in the 90s, let's say, they haven't updated their bylaws or changed them since then, nobody has a copy of it, they need to know what was in place at that time. So they would come to our office and be able to retrieve, review, make copies of those documents as they move forward. If someone is challenging what is occurring in an organization, saying that this does not comply, then you would be able to come to the office because again, we are Office of Public Record. with part of the basis of that being putting third parties on notice so that the world, if you will, knows that these are the rules and regulations of that particular organization. And if it's a small business, maybe a solo practitioner, there may not be a need to record those kinds of documents. So based on the kind of organization you are creating, you would have to determine what you want to record for public view. I can tell you that second line organizations have recorded, benevolent societies, churches, a number of different kinds of entities make the decision to record the information. And of course, a number of different kinds make the decision not to. The next question, how would someone dissolve a trade name or remove a filing?
Well, you can't remove the filing, but you can file a second document, typically an affidavit, that would nullify the trade name if you're no longer going to use it. You would go again to an attorney or notary to have that drawn up, and you would record that with our office just like you did the trade name.
Let's talk about removal. Once the document is recorded, it exists in perpetuity because it exists to show what occurred. Mrs. McGee, that looks like all of the questions.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you guys for joining us today, especially our guest speakers and the Honorable Chelsea Richard Napoleon for gracing us with her presence. All this information was very, very valuable and beneficial to you guys. I'll open up one more time. If you don't have any questions, we can move forward. But if you have questions, don't be shy. Now's the time to get them answered. Okay. Within 5 business days, this session will be available on the Office of Economic Development YouTube channel, along with previous recorded sessions. This is the last session of Protecting Your Business Name and Trademark series. Remember to check your emails for upcoming sessions. I hope you all will join us again. And I will send any handouts that's provided to me to all attendees. I will also send a survey. And if you would please fill out that survey, I'm trying to get topics for my next set of sessions. So any ideas that you guys have, please share them with me. Again, my name is Margaret McGee. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And everyone have a great day.
You too.
Thank
You too.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.